Welcome to our trailer of the week, which features Anna Fontaine's new film, Night Shift, or to give the original title, Police, from the novel on which it is based by Hugo Boris. Fontaine was attracted to this story of a trio of police officers who are played by Gregory Gadebois, Omar Sy and Virginie Efira. And she examines how they manage to hold their personal and emotional lives together while coping with the daily grind of domestic violence and street crime. In particular, the incident around which the film revolves is how they cope with the moral dilemmas posed by an unusual mission, which is to escort a migrant for deportation in the almost certain knowledge that he would be sentenced to death in his home country. Fontaine was given the book Police to read by the producer Jean-Louis Levy, and she says, "By the time I had finished, I really wanted to investigate the three main characters, and in particular the woman who undertook the mission with her two male colleagues." She continues that the strength of the emotions touched her, and she imagined how it could work in cinema. The story, she thought, had a strong personal arc, but was also universal in the way it dealt with the fate of the immigrant. She liked the fact that they have jobs that don't oblige them to think, since they have to follow a clearly formulated set of rules. And the female character is the one who prompts change and disrupts the routine. Her own fragility and vulnerability lead her to ask questions and reflect on the humanity of their task. So she set about adapting the book with her co-writer Claire Barret, and the script focuses very tightly on the trio of police officers. For her preparation for the film, Anna Fontaine spent a lot of time in police stations, just simply observing, a fly on the wall if you like. And she happened across a very helpful police officer who trusted her and opened up to her about the challenges of the job. He took her to different police stations, which was quite complicated because of terrorism constraints and the idea of someone coming in to this community from the outside. She told me that she'd met all kinds of different personalities from the usual stereotypes. The caricature, she says, is in some ways true, but I found many who were willing to express themselves freely and in a way that she had not imagined. Over the years, Anna Fontaine has garnered a reputation for fielding strong and powerful female characters in such films as Natalie, Coco Before Chanel with Audrey Tautou, and Gemma Bovary with Gemma Atherton. She has always been interested in characters that make a difference. She told me that she didn't have any formal training to become a filmmaker. She related more to the characters because I feel what the characters will be like. I'm always intrigued by people who appear to be living what is considered a normal life. When I wander down the streets in any provincial town, I wonder what goes on behind the shutters. Fontaine moved from Luxembourg, where she was born, to Paris when she was 16 and took on a variety of jobs, including working in a bar, modelling, and pursuing a training in dance. She was first discovered, as it were, in Cannes Critics Week in 1993 with an acerbic comedy about relationships called Les Histoires d'amour finissent mal, en général. And she was back on the Croisette in 1995 with Augustin, which was made on a minuscule budget and featured her brother, Jean-Chrétien Sibertin-Blanc, who played an insurance clerk with acting ambitions. She expanded the exploits of the same character in Augustin, Roi de Kung Fu, in which she was aided and abetted by Maggie Chung, Dari Kaul, and Bernard Campan. After these two excursions, she returned to a script she had been developing earlier called Dry Cleaning, Nettoyage à sec, with Charles Berlin as a provincial husband with ambivalent sexuality, who falls for the charms of a young man played by Stanislas Mera. Fontaine received a Venice Film Festival Award for Best Script for that particular film, but most recently she's also tackled weightier subjects in such titles as The Innocents, based on a true story of wartime bravery, adapted from the diaries of French Red Cross doctor Madeleine Pauliac, and the coming-of-age and coming-out tale, Reinventing Marvin. She has a new film that she managed to complete shooting during lockdown, and she was delighted to make it because it's an unabashed comedy, rather a change from Night Shift, about what happens when two more former presidents, and they're based around François Hollande and Nicolas Sarkozy, meet up in the wilds of the rural region of Corrèze to discuss a strategy for a comeback and regaining the limelight. The film's titled simply Président, and it stars Jean Dujardin and Grégory Gadebois as a character based around François Hollande. And she is assisted in her endeavours by her favoured director of photography, Yves Angelo. But now we're ready to see, I think, the trailer for Night Shift. We do hope you enjoyed it. Screening as part of the French Film Festival at Home, FFF at Home. And the screening date is the 13th of March for a 48-hour window. You can get all the details on the French Film Festival website. Enjoy.
Pourquoi t'es devenue flic, toi? Me dis pas que c'est ça que tu voulais faire quand t'étais petite.
Non, je voulais être patineuse.
Ah ouais?
Oui.
Et comment t'es passé du patin au flingue?
Je sais pas. Ça s'est fait comme ça.
Allez, bonne journée.
Merci.
Je te crois pas.
Et vos crises d'angoisse?
Vous savez, moi je pense pas. C'est comme s'il y avait un désert dans ma tête. Je suis pas domesticable.
Personne cherche à te domestiquer.
J'entends le vent souffler et j'avance.
L'odeur de mort. On a beau se savonner, ça part pas.
Moi, quand je rentre le soir, je mets des sapes et je compte jusqu'à 60. Comme ça, je fais pas rentrer toute cette merde chez moi.
Un gars doit être présenté à l'avion dans 3 heures, c'est nous qui faisons la reconduite frontière.
Ouais, mais c'est pas notre boulot, quoi. Pourquoi ça nous de faire ça?
C'est le type avec le pull orange, là. Méfiez-vous quand même.
Ils vont le tuer.
Pourquoi une décision d'expulsion aurait été prise si on était certain qu'il allait se faire buter à son retour?
Les types, ils exagèrent les menaces pour avoir leur statut de réfugié.
Comment on fait la différence entre un réfugié et un terroriste?
Ça te fait rien d'envoyer un homme à la mort?
C'est moi le salaud, c'est ça? J'obéis aux ordres. C'est mon boulot, figurez-vous.
C'est juste un pauvre type.
T'as pas de couilles au cul, en fait, hein.
Pas les tiennes, en tout cas.
Ça suffit! Vous me faites chier!
Personne n'est innocent. Jusqu'à preuve du contraire. 20 ans de service, pas une tâche sur mon dossier, et il a fallu que vous foutiez la merde.